Welcome back, YouTube. It's I'm Ghost of Sparta. I've got another fantastic review for you guys. We are reviewing and unboxing MAFEX number 138 Wolverine brown comic version. And of course, we will be looking at paint apps, sculpt, articulation, and accessories. Now let's get to those size comparisons. Now for the size comparisons, we can see this MAFEX figure standing up against another 6 figure lines and some 7 or 6.5-ish, 7.5, 8-ish inch figure lines. We have Shfiguarts Goku, Marvel Legends Deadpool, we have Hasbro Lightning Collection Gold Ranger, NECA Predator, and a Magic Works Goku. And using the Marvel Legends Deadpool as a good example, he's a little taller than Wolverine. Wolverine is supposed to be a shorter guy, you know, 5'5", I think, is supposed to be where he's at with his height in, you know, the comics and things like that. This figure stands at exactly 6 inches. I'm not sure what it is in centimeters, but I'll probably post it up and it'll pop up real here with a cute little sound. But you could see where this MAFEX figure kind of aligns itself in the scale factor when you're trying to set up dioramas, and if you don't have a bunch of X-Men kind of figures and you want to try to create your own little scene, you can see where he kind of scales, so that way you can find appropriate figures. I mean, a lot of people pick up Marvel Legends, so this will help you out. And Deadpool is just about a little higher than taller than him, so it makes sense. Well, let's get to the actual review. Now that we have MAFEX number 138 in hand, we could take a look at the sculpt work of this Wolverine figure. Now, I missed out on the tiger striped one, which is the yellow and blue one. I really wanted that one, but just missed out on it. It happens when you're just a collector and no one's sponsoring you. There's always a sponsorship spot open, guys. You know, I do get a lot of traffic. So let's take a look at the scope work. The scope work on this figure looks really nice. I mean, we have some good muscle definition that they were able to portray. I mean, Wolverine has always been a muscular, stout, muscular guy. So, I mean, his body fat percentage is pretty small. So you can see that we got the ab work here. We also got the pectoral muscles nicely sculpted, and we also have some of the muscle fibers that they were able to get in there. And then we could look at the arms looking nice. We got the bicep muscles, and then you can see they even, for paint, they even were able to give us the detail of his hairy arms, because Wolverine is a bit hairy when it comes to his arms from the X-Men comic books, and you can also from the X-Men animated series. So this figure looks really nicely sculpted, has nice definition. With the paint, you can see that they also shaded it a little bit so that those muscles will pop out. So you can see there's like a bright yellow, and then there's like a darker yellow in between each of the muscles, so that way it can pop out. Now the brown makes it hard to see because you can see where the portions of the figure that are painted in brown. But it looks really nice. I haven't seen any paint issues or any bleeding or anything like that. I did see this when I was posing him around in the pictures that you'll see at the end. This was kind of splitting because I was making a move, you know, hunches articulation of his abdomen and diaphragm, so he was able to hold out, but you could see that that seam right there was splitting a little bit. Hopefully the camera's picking it up as I'm reviewing this for you guys. So we got some good sculpt work for the X on his belt. Seems comic accurate. Now these right here are all rubbery plastic, so if you need to mold them, just put them in some like warm water so that we can mold them, and then cold water right after, and then you'll be able to get them to stand up straight. I've seen a lot of people do that with his ears for his mask here. So this figure is really nice. It has everything that we need. I mean, when we get to the art, which we're about to get to, is the articulation portion of it. But this guy looks great. I mean, when you put him on the shelf and you pose him, he's gonna be, everybody's gonna be wanting to look at him or touch him. You know, I've reviewed MAFEX Magneto before, so make sure you guys check out that review. There's a link in the description. Also, I'll leave a little card right here so that way you can check them out. But this figure is really nice. It's able to portray Wolverine in the best way possible, and I don't know when he wore the brown and yellow suit, but you know, now I have it as a collectible and I'm really happy with my purchase. So let's take a look at the articulation to see what this guy has, and hopefully it's enough to get all the poses that we need. And moves back, forward, swivel, arm rotation, hinge, bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, swivel, hinge, diaphragm joint back, forward, side to side, waist swivel, leg kicks forward, kicks back, bend at the knee, swivel, hinge, toe hinge. So this MAFEX Wolverine figure comes with 3 pairs of hands. I've only have 2 here because the other ones are the fisted hands. We have a slightly gripping hand here. We can take a look at it. It has some nice detail because it actually has the metal covers for when he brings out his claws, and they're really nice. They got some good posability. nice and all brown for his gloves. And then last but not least, we have what everybody loves about Wolverine. What makes him iconic is his actual claws coming out. Now these things are sharp. I like that they're nice and straight. You know, they're not all bent. MAFEX really came and brought it. I mean, you get those Marvel Legends Wolverines and those claws are all nasty and ugly and bent, but these are really nice, sharp. Be very careful. The silver detail on it looks really nice, as you can see, and it's just a lovely freaking accessory for action figure. Let's take a look at the head sculpts next. So we get a total of 3 head sculpts. We can take a look at from left to right. The left one is the one that he comes with. He just has a nice stern face looking straight at you. And then we have kind of like a smirk face, which is the middle one, and then we have a nice expressive yelling screaming face that he has right here. And I think this is the one that everybody's probably after. Out of head sculpts, most people probably display him with this. I wish they would have gave us a yelling head with the mask on, but I think that came with the tiger stripe one. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look it up and research it, but yeah, that's what it comes with. You could take a look here. Looks really nice. We got the hair detailed the way that they have it combed and sculpted. It looks really great. I mean, I can't go wrong with a MAFEX figure. I've reviewed a few of them. You guys could check out in the links in the description. But look at the detail. Look at the teeth. I mean, it looks realistic. It looks super realistic. Now, this one does have one small QC issue. His right eye over here doesn't seem to be centered correctly. It kind of looks a little off when you look at it. Hopefully, the camera's picking it up and you guys can see it. If you do see it, hit that like button. That you notice that the paint apps on that is a little off. He has what looks to be blue eyes. Yeah, he has his blue eyes, and then we can see that detail of the tongue inside of his mouth. It looks really nice. Let's take a look at the smirking face. Here we go. We have him with his mask on. Is it Wolverine or is it 2 Batmans, guys? Answer the question in the comments. Wolverine or 2 Batmans? So here's like, he kind of has like this weird smirk, kind of you know, enjoying the battlefield. And you can see that it's sculpted very nicely. These are really nice thick plastic, but it's pliable, so it'll bend and everything, but it's not going to break. It's not like a hard plastic where this could snap off if you drop the figure, but it could bend out of shape. Nothing some warm water can't fix. But you can see the nice paint apps of this. This feels like a nice thicker, like rubbery plastic, while the head sculpt is a harder plastic. But we can see here that the figure looks really nice, or these head sculpts look really nice. And we also have the regular stern looking one. What's going on with my camera? It just won't focus today. So you can see there, nice detail of the lips, detail of the chin. It just shows you Wolverine all around. So obviously when you pull his cowl or his mask back and you give him the unmasked face, you're gonna get this little accessory, which most Wolverines come with now, where it pretty much hangs on the back of his neck. Here, get the figure here. You basically place it like this, and then you can place the unmasked head in the peg hole, and then it looks like he unmasked himself and is just hanging in the back there. And there you go. That's the kind of look you're trying to portray with that. So that pretty much wraps up all the accessories. Let's take a look at my final thoughts. Here are my final thoughts on this MAFEX figure. It's great, awesome. I give it a B plus, maybe even an A, because this figure is really nice. The only gripes I have with it is you got to be very careful with the wrist pegs when you're interchanging the hands, because they're super thin and they could break if you're not paying attention. When you're trying to pose the figure and use the wrist articulation, you could snap that pretty easily. It's just like the MAFEX animated Batman that I broke the ankle of. It's the same thing. Now, what other gripes do I have? I feel that they should have gave us maybe some open palm claw hands. That would have been great for posability. And I feel like if we could have got a yelling face with his mask on. I don't know if the tiger stripe one came with it. If it did, let me know in the comments, and also hit the like button if you did, because that would have been great. It would have been great for being able to portray whatever kind of emotion you wanted with this figure. But all in all, this figure is great. I can't say nothing but good things of it. It comes with a good amount of accessories. It does also come with a stand. I forgot to mention that, but there is a stand. I just didn't use it. But some of the pictures you can see I did utilize a stand, but it's not the one that came in the package. So just keep that in mind. I believe most MAFEX figures come with a stand, so that way you can do some acrobatic poses with your figures. Well, I'm hoping this review was informative and kind of gives you a better way, or makes you make a choice on picking up some figures. I'm pretty sure this figure is already not out of print, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of sold out everywhere. But if you can get it, try to get it for a reasonable price. You know, retails, I think it was like about $100 or $90. So if you can get around that price, you're doing great. Anymore, yeah, you're gonna be paying secondary prices after that. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody. Please hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I can only do it and it has to be done with your guys' help. So it really helps support the channel. It doesn't take much, and I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much, and I'll see everybody on the next review.